CHAEL Sonnen analyzes difficulty of Alex Pereira's next title defense. The Khalil Rountree fight came out of nowhere to a big portion of MMA fandom. Despite having won 5 fights in a row, Khalil still flew under the radar of many, as Alex is one of the biggest stars in the UFC at the moment, and in such cases, generally the expectation is always to see a challenger against him with considerable popularity in the sport. Following his last win over Prohaska, the Brazilian strengthened his reputation as the most dangerous striker on the roster, adding to his image as a vicious finisher that doesn't forgive any mistakes made by his opponent in the octagon. The next fighter who he will share the cage with is Khalil Rountree, a solid Muay Thai kickboxer who finished Anthony Smith in his last fight. CHAEL Sonnen thinks that Alex has a difficult fight ahead of him and doesn't agree with the sentiment that Rountree is just supposed to be an addition to the stat of Alex's knockouts. CHAEL says that Alex and his team are taking this fight really seriously and that he's working to get some behind-the-scenes information about Khalil's training camp as well.
After Pereira did to Prohaska what he did to Prohaska, Alex is going to enter that Mike Tyson type club, the Anderson Silva club, where guys toss it in the back. They don't want the fight. They don't call for it. It was somebody else's idea. They say yes. They act like they want to be there, and they look for the nearest door to jump through. But I don't think Rountree's going to do that. I don't think Rountree's part of that club. Rountree's taken out his last 6, 5 by finish. One of them was a #1 contender named Lionheart, who all you have to do is ask Alex Pereira himself, how good and how tough is Lionheart? He'll be the first to tell you. This is a very hard fight. And taking away from the idea, taking away of my bullishness that this is going to be an upset, taking away from that is now understanding how serious Pereira's taking it. How serious Glover Teixeira, his coach and mentor, who's put this entire camp together, having guys come to him, stick them in Salt Lake 21 days in advance. I don't know what Rountree's doing. I've got those calls out. I'm going to find out. And when I do get that answer, I'll come back and tell you guys.
Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson preview Benua Saint-Denis versus Renato Moicano. The 2 lightweight contenders will clash on September 28th on Benua's home turf in Paris, France. Money Moicano is coming off 3 straight victories, finishing Jalen Turner in his last fight on UFC 300. At 35 years old, the Brazilian aims to seize the opportunity to solidify himself as a threat to the lightweight title, and for the first time in his career, coming very close to a #1 contender fight. If he beats the Frenchman and gets his 4th consecutive victory, a chance to sneak into the top 5 will present itself, from which point he's close to the title fight. BSD, on the other hand, is coming off a loss to Dustin Poirier and desperately needs a win here in order to prove his worth and potential as a contender, someone that UFC can view as a future title challenger. On paper, this is an interesting matchup that promises an action-packed clash for 25 minutes or however long it lasts. Big John and Josh share thoughts on the bout.
I don't know if Moicano has grown into that division enough to where he can handle someone the size, because Saint-Denis has fought at 170 also, and he's big for 155. He is a load, and he is a tough son of a bitch. You have to finish him, and so this is just I'm not saying both guys can win it. It's a fantastic matchup. I look at it, Saint-Denis is got 2 losses. I think Moicano's got like 15-4. So both of them have incredible records coming into it. And this is going to definitely, move that one person up into that right at top 5, top 6 position in the lightweight. So I just look at, I can't wait for that fight. I think it's just a phenomenal matchup.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100%.
Jon Jones is back with his old persona, it seems. In the style of the Drunken Master, Bones walks into a gym and ragdolls 2 UFC heavyweight contenders. As alarming the drunk part might sound when we're less than 2 months away from his title defense against Stipe, the ragdolling of heavyweight contenders is definitely more interesting. Jones's Dagestani training partner, Shamil Gamzatov, revealed Jones' current physical shape and attitude, while also sharing an interesting moment from Sparring Day a week ago. In an interview to the Russian Ushataika, Gamzatov said that Jon showed up drunk to a recent training session, on a day when Greg Jackson and the team brought 2 current UFC heavyweight fighters for Jon to get some work with, in preparation to his upcoming November championship bout against the former heavyweight champion. Gamzatov claimed that, while visibly intoxicated, Jon dominated the fighters with ease and hinted at who one of these fighters might be. While saying that he doesn't want to reveal who exactly he was talking about, Shamil probably accidentally revealed one of them. Quote, "He is in a good shape. He doesn't miss training sessions and looks like his old self." The other day, it was funny. He walked in visibly drunk and said he wanted to jump straight into sparring. That day, 2 heavyweight boys were at the gym as guests. Both of them fight in the UFC. You know them both. Coaches invited them for Jon to get some looks for Stipe, and one of them is actually my good friend. Anyway, long story short, Jon went in there and mauled both of them with little difficulty. Especially while grappling, he was lethal. Seemed like he didn't want to even keep it a little competitive, and it's crazy because I'm sure he was drunk that day. End quote. When Shamil said that one of the heavyweights is his good friend, he was most likely talking about Alexander Volkov, who trained with Shamil for many years back in Russia and is someone that regularly hangs out with him outside of training. Seems like Jon is revising his old formula for fight preparations, at least to a degree. What this means specifically for the Stipe bout, we have yet to see, but it's never boring with Jon, that's for sure. Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith react to MERAB Dvalishvili, trolling Sean O'Malley after the former bantamweight champion's claims that he didn't actually lose the fight to MERAB and he's still the champion. Denying a loss isn't a completely new thing for the Suga show, as we all remember his rejection of the fact that he lost the first fight with Marlon Vera. This kind of partial trolling, but simultaneously to an extent believing the claims he made, has extended itself to the case of him losing his title to MERAB. Following 306, it didn't take long for O'Malley to go from seemingly accepting the loss to denying it, later claiming he won rounds 1, 3, and 5. Recently, he posted a video on his social media, talking about his still being the champion, while holding his old belt, saying that his next title defense is against Umar Nurmagomedov. This gave new material to MERAB for his famed little comedy skits, and he responded with one shortly afterward. This time, the fake Sean O'Malley he uses in his videos looked a bit different. Bisping and Smith react to this.
Mentally, you don't feel beaten. And Sean, he's saying when he goes back and watches round 1, 3, and 5, you know, he feels like he won. There's other people out there that agree. CHAEL SONNEN came out and now he's saying the same thing. I haven't gone back and watched it because, with respect to Sean, because I got a lot of respect for him, I don't feel like I need to do that. I feel like what I saw was pretty clear. I thought, you know, listen, it happens to all of us, you know.
It's you, my friend. What's wrong with you, bro? Why you keep smoking, my friend? I thought you was just sleeping now. It's a sleep time for you, bro. Come on, bro.
Listen,
son. Don't worry about this Umar Nurmagomedov. I will take care of Umar. You're not a champion anymore, and I'm gonna take belt from you again. So you drive safe, son. Let's go, Sean. No more smoke. No more smoke. See you.
No.
Bye.
Oh, shit.